What's up, peeps?
Back for another week, episode 4. Had a lot of fun this week besides the weather. Had a great time at the Chris D'Elia show.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Guys.
Hands down.
Oh, man, when it comes out on Netflix, you guys are going to be so psyched.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a treat.
So psyched.
It was like an hour, right? 60 minutes about.
An hour and a half, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
Didn't feel that long.
I know, right? Dude, it was like really good.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, you know what, dude? I think it was actually only 60 minutes because in the Royal Oak one, he kind of took a little bit longer to do the jokes. That's why I said it was an hour and a half. So, he took actually quite a bit longer on every single joke. He'd leave a pause for a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
And also that lady getting kicked the fuck out, so probably took an extra 15 minutes on that.
All that drama.
Yeah, exactly.
Good drama.
Yep. But anyways, so what were we gonna talk about? Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, we were just following up with how the week's been and how terrible that weather is out there, especially Michigan area for sure. The past few days,
dude.
I had to scrape my car off of the ice off my car 4 times in one day, dude.
Yeah,
4 times.
Dude, that's bad. Mine's worse. Mine's worse. Okay, I woke up. I had to be at work in 20 fucking minutes, and I was like, "What?" I got
Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, exactly. I have to back out of my driveway, and you know how I live on a slant.
Mm-hmm.
I live on a hill,
so you have to kind of gun it a little bit at first, just to get
Kinda?
over that hump thing.
Yeah. No. I'm parked up on my garage, and then I couldn't.
It's kind of sketchy.
But I couldn't get around the circle, so I literally I had to back it all the way up into the street, and then I just kept on sliding, and I went into my neighbor's yard. I don't think I told you about this yet.
No,
I went to my neighbor's yard, and then my other neighbors came outside. They were like, "Oh my God, let us help you." And then they really didn't do much. And then I just got further in the ditch. I live on each side of the roads. There's ditches, massive ditches.
Yeah, the rain ditches.
Yeah.
They go
exactly.
3 feet down.
Exactly. So I'm just sliding further into these fucking ditches. And I'm like, all right, this is great. So then I have to call the fucking tow truck. This is right outside my house, too. I called the tow truck. You know how much it cost me to get it towed out?
$100.
$75.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
$75 just for this dude to latch some shit to my car and pull it out. I was like, are you kidding me, bro? You kidding me,
Honestly,
dude?
if I was him and I showed up and it was somebody young, I'd feel too bad to charge him just to yank him 5 feet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I'd be like, all right, dude, that's just for free.
Because you're about to get a lot with the first snowfall of the year, dude. You're about to get bad, towing situations.
Yeah, exactly. Bad karma on your part, dude. You're just charging
You just ruined your career.
Fucking dollars. Yeah, you're done, man. I do have his name, dude. Somehow the caller ID popped up. When he called me. He's like, hey, man, I'm here. I'm like, yeah, I see you, dude. I'm literally shoveling my driveway. I waved at him. I was like, hey. And then he's fucking calling me right after. He's like, yo, dude, I'm here. Is this your car? Yeah, what other fucking car would it be? This is the only car in the fucking ditch, dude. At the address that I gave you. What else, dude?
It's just dumb questions, man.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like the people that I work with at that one Chrysler facility.
Yeah.
They'll walk up and they'll ask the same questions that they've asked you before and they know the answer. We haven't done breakfast there for 3 months, and there's this guy that comes down, walks in the kitchen, past a sign that says, warning, only kitchen employees,
personnel,
sharp and hot objects and like coming
Hey
through the
man,
doorway.
you guys have breakfast today? Is that what he says?
He'll be like, are you guys doing breakfast? And it's like, no, dude.
Get the fuck out of here.
This guy's a character, dude. I want
Yeah.
to tell this little bit of
Yeah,
a story.
yeah.
Actually, if the guy I work there, if he hears this, he'll laugh his ass off.
Yeah,
Because this guy, we call him Mama's boy.
Yeah.
I'll get to that. You guys will learn
You've
plenty
told
of
me
stories.
about this guy.
Yeah.
Probably a different story than what you're going to tell me.
Yeah, this
but-
happened this past week.
Yeah.
So, but we have plenty of nicknames for people at Chrysler. Like, there's a guy we nicknamed Sloth, like the guy from Goonies. There's
Does he look
Kingpin.
like him?
Yeah,
He looks like Sloth?
but it's from like his face sags the same way because all he does is frown, dude.
Oh.
He like in the lunch line today, he was just like this, like waiting to pay.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was just like a staring into darkness face, nothing going on. But so this guy, Mama's boy, he walks in, asks if we had breakfast. This happened to me this morning, and no, we haven't had it for 3 months. And you walk in our kitchen all the time, ignoring that sign. You know we don't cook breakfast anymore. Yeah. He'll come in.
Wait, sorry. Why do you guys not cook breakfast anymore?
Just because we would have 3 employees on the clock, and it'd be only like 20 to 25 people every morning.
Oh, so it wasn't
it just wasn't feasible financially to just keep it open.
Yeah, exactly.
Not everybody will get full breakfast. They get like a side of bacon.
Yeah,
or
like
eggs.
2 eggs. Yeah, and it was like you bought more on
toast.
product than.
Well, it was barely enough to break even for our pay, and it's like, why don't we just cut down the employee time?
Yeah,
you know,
put
more
enough,
time into lunch. People will be more hungry by lunch more. What we also have there is we have a contract with Cadillac Coffee, which is a big brand in Michigan that they come in and drop off probably 25 cases of coffee, and each case has like probably 50 bags of coffee.
Yeah.
So they go through a lot of coffee. It's an engineering building, and there's 3,000 people in it. They go through a shit ton of coffee. Yeah. So they'll buy coffee from us to bring upstairs in smaller bags for their smaller coffee pots. Well, we have the big bags for downstairs. So he'll come in, buy that coffee. But now to this point, people are giving him money to come down and buy creamer from us. Instead of just stopping at the store on the way home, buying a whole gallon of creamer for $2, he'll buy us a quart of creamer from us for like $7.
Yeah.
And one time he came down, and it was, I shit you not, it was in pennies, nickels, dimes, and a couple quarters. Like $7, and he's just like, you could hear like the whoosh, like just hitting on the metal table. It's like, yeah, sorry, this is all they gave me,
money
man.
for creamer.
Yeah,
I got the money for creamer.
So
what the fuck, dude? This guy comes in. Hey, you guys got breakfast? No, dude, we don't do that. Okay, can I buy creamer?
Yeah. And that was like a couple weeks ago. He did that, but then he came in earlier this week, and he's like, "Is there a way I could buy brown sugar in bulk?" Which this is the story I was telling you.
Yeah.
He's like, this guy tells me it's the healthiest sugar you can buy.
It's not.
And he's not talking about like raw sugar, brown.
He's talking about
he's talking
regular
processed domino,
brown,
like the kind that clumps together.
Yeah,
you know, the nasty stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, that is probably the worst sugar you can buy.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's like the most processed sugar.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh wow, I'll take note of that. I'm like, good, dude, good. But so later, one of the other employees there, bless her soul, my nickname for her is just Mother Goose because I don't know. Yeah. You know, she doesn't take anybody's crap. She's
okay.
But
Mother Hen is what
Mother
her
Hen.
that's
there you go, Mother Hen.
Mother Goose.
I don't know. I just came up with Goose.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
but
enough.
So she ended
And
up
you're
talking
the
to
ugly duckling.
I'm the ugly duckling with a nice beard. It's my redeeming
It's
quality.
better than my beard, dude.
Patches O'Houahan.
Dude, pubic barrow, dude. That's what my new fucking first name is, dude.
We'll just get some
Pubelice barrow.
we're almost done. Well, what is it? Still got half a month to go. Sorry, bud.
I know.
No shave.
I know.
But
you know how bad this is? This is gonna be so bad.
But to finish this Mama Boy's story, Lori, well, that's what her name
Mama
is.
Goose,
She
okay.
goes to, she talks to him and says, "Hey, why don't you just buy creamer and the sugar and stuff on the way home? Because we upcharge you. It's like 3 times more expensive for you to buy it from us."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I cannot stop at Walmart on the way home or to work." Because I have to go home and take care of my mom. And he like had it with that really upset tone to it.
I have to take care of my mom.
Yeah, and he just
Like
walks
that?
out. Yeah. Oh,
Jeez, dude.
Last story by him too
Yeah.
is one night he walks in the kitchen when he's
Yeah.
not allowed at like 6:30 in the morning to talk to my boss.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, I couldn't sleep very well last night. Me and my mom got in a fight. I accidentally stained the dining room table's chair and I put too much stain remover on it and left it on for too long. So we got in a shouting match. So yeah, I couldn't really sleep at all last night. It's like, dude, you're 45, man.
Oh, he's fucking. That was my
Yes.
question, dude.
Yeah,
was
he's
how
like
old is this
45.
guy?
He's like 45.
He sounds younger than fucking me, dude.
Or me.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
than
younger
you.
than I am.
I'm 23, dude.
I'm
It's
mentally younger.
yeah.
I'm gonna be that guy. Never mind, dude. What? I don't know why I'm talking shit. 'Cause I'm gonna be that guy.
If we don't take care of you properly,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
yes.
exactly. I could
At its worst.
I could grow out this fucking pubes on my face. Dude, I will tell you, man, I have never grossed out the girls that I work with so fucking much as I have with this beard, dude. This girl that I work with, Katie, dude, she was like, she's like, I saw her the other day. She's like, oh, so you're growing out the beard? Because usually I'll grow out the goatee. She says she likes the goatee. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that's cool, whatever. A lot of the people like the goatee. Even my manager is just like, dude, you look sweet with that goatee. When I grow out everything else, she was like, oh, yeah, you should probably just get rid of it. She's like, you can still keep hair on No Shave Normal. I was like, I'm literally not touching my fucking hair at all. I might even do it till December, till the end of December, dude.
Are you thinking about it?
I'm thinking, no, I might do it, dude.
Because you bought that beard oil and seeing what that'll do.
Yeah, but
because they claim it helps with a little bit of growth.
Yeah, dude, it's not filling anything. It just makes it super
Well, you've only
soft.
been using it for less than a week.
Yeah, probably.
That
But
type of
I've
stuff's
used
gonna take
yours.
time.
That's why I liked it. It's because I used yours, and I remember I woke up and I was like, oh, dude, that actually like feels good, dude. It feels like a lot softer. Usually
Soaks
it's
in.
prickly. Yeah. But a big problem that I've found out that people have been noticing is, dude, I have gray hair all on my. It's either blonde or gray, dude.
It's blonde. Mine's that way too. I have a lot of brown, but then there's streaks of blonde, especially in my mustache.
Yeah. It could be blonde but you got to think I have black, like jet black hair. So like, not really. It's really dark brown. But dude, I shouldn't have
My vote's on
blonde.
blonde.
I shouldn't
'Cause you
have
got
blonde.
frosted tips.
Yeah, that's why. That's why, guys. About 3 summers ago or 2 summers ago. 3 summers ago.
Probably, I think 3.
2016.
Sounds about right.
I got I wanted to be Cristiano Ronaldo for a day. And it turned out being 4 months of Cristiano Ronaldo. And I got my tips frosted. That sounds really inappropriate. I got my
My tips frosted.
yeah. I got my
Just got to do
hair
that
dyed.
finger point.
Yeah, I got my tips frosted, guys. I got frosted tips, guys. Okay, I got my hair dyed. Just the tip though. Just the tip.
JTT.
Yeah. But anyways, so everybody would make fun of me. I remember, dude, I show up at my buddy's house. First off, the guys at Chicken Shack, like Trevor, were the first ones to know, but they didn't really care. They were like, half of them were like,
I made a couple comments,
Yeah,
like
dude.
joking, like,
Yeah.
"What's up? Are you the Backstreet Boys?"
yeah, what's up,
now?"
Backstreet Boy? And I was
Yeah,
like, sick. Thanks.
I look sick.
Yeah, I was like, thanks.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
that's a compliment, dude. Which one am I? Am I Aaron Carter? Am I the other guys? Because all I
Haters are
remember
my
was Aaron.
motivators.
Or not even Aaron Carter, Nick Carter, dude. That's who it was. But anyways, so and then I showed up at my buddy's house, and it was like him and his brother, and his brother, Adam and Corey, and Corey was like, he's like, take off your hat, dude. I literally had it hidden because I was so embarrassed.
Because you know that he would say something.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I can't let these guys.
Those
see
guys
this
would tear
shit.
into you.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, dude, he said something. It must have been like hanging out the back or something because my hair was a little bit longer on top.
Yeah.
So it must have been hanging out the back where you could see like blonde or something, like a little rat tail of blonde.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, do you have frosted tips? And I said, What are you talking? Are you mental, dude? You're literally, I literally looked him in the eyes and I went, dude, you're crazy. I don't know what you were talking about. He's like, dude, take off your hat. I took it off. I'm like, what's up, Ricky Martin? And I was like, all right, dude, I'm going to go shave my head. And I did. You know what? I wrote it out for a while.
You just didn't hang out with them for 4 months.
No, I did. But, dude, here's the funny thing is I got my hair cut, and I remember one of them, no, I was actually Adam's girlfriend, accused me of getting my hair dyed again. I was like, no, like I let it grow out and then like I cut it, but there's still like just the smallest little bit of blonde, you know, leaking into my hair. She's like, did you do it again? I was like, why would I only get like half an inch done when my hair's like 4 inches long?
You're experimenting.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, dude, that's so stupid. That's so stupid.
But I guess, yeah, today for this episode, we were kind of we've talked about things, we were telling stories, shooting the shit like we have been for the past, 20 minutes. But now we would just kind of talk about topics that we're interested in, things that we think and do on a semi, if not daily basis.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just random interests that we're in.
Yeah.
You know, I'll end up bringing up some of the articles that I shared on Twitter because a couple of them are cool.
Oh, you got articles, dude?
Week.
I am so unprepared.
Well, I mean, I retweeted their retweets. It's not like I went researching them. They're just things and feeds that I saw that I retweeted. They were cool.
See you guys later.
Yeah.
I need to go look some stuff up.
You got a laptop right here.
Yeah, I do have a laptop right
So, I mean, if you think of something pops in your head. Otherwise, I was just going to bring up that one article that I ended up finding was that...
I'm going to look up some science news while you do that and talk for a second, and I will still be totally coherent.
Okay. So, you know how you were talking... I don't know if this was the same species you were talking about, but you're saying that there was some rare kind of mule deer or something that was discovered that they thought was extinct, but was...
Yeah, it wasn't a mule deer. It was in... Dude, I think it was in the... Not the Congo. It was...
Vietnam?
No. Dude, it was some sort of rainforest. I think it could have been like Brazil or Argentina or something. But there was this deer and it was, dude, pretty big, like 3.5 feet at the shoulder. Something like that. You know what I mean?
And the same one.
Okay.
Then,
and it was like a dark brown. I think it had some white stripes on its back or something like that. Almost like a tiger. But like not all over, just like some white stripes along the back ridge.
Okay.
And dude, beautiful animal. But there was only stories about this. I think there was some locals that like gave it like a mythological name.
Yeah.
And dude, like they ended up finding this creature, and they're like, dude, this has like been in this area that they were exploring at the time. They're like, sorry, not even at the time. This area that they've been exploring for 100 years. It was in the Amazon. Actually, that's where it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely in the Amazon. They had been exploring this small patch of it for like 100 years, and they found out this thing had been living there for the whole 100 years. No one had seen it, dude.
If there's any place to hide that well, it's definitely the
Amazon, dude, 100%.
Because they're starting to find cities through LiDAR. You know, the
yeah, dude, that's so cool.
That's one of the links I wanted to show you too. Is that has to do with off the coast of Florida. But really quick, the article I saw was of a deer, and it's here's a picture really quick. It is the size of a rabbit.
Dude, whoa.
Yeah, and it's called
tiny rabbit-sized deer.
Yeah,
we didn't even know that things like that exist. Whoa. Let me see that again. It's not a juvenile.
No, it's this. Okay. Well, just really quick, I just want to explain it so you can look through the pictures and so to hear how they found it. But it's called the silverback chevrotin, also called the Vietnamese mouse deer. It's obviously elusive.
Yeah.
They thought it was extinct because the last time that they had a provable, documentable recording of it or image was 30 years, almost 30 years.
Okay, so they knew that this existed before.
Yeah, but the last time they got a photo of it was in 1990.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is this past year, I believe, they ended up setting up where was it? They ended up setting up 3 camera traps in the area where they believe it was.
Yeah.
And they ended up capturing 275 photos of them. So they're like, they ended up putting down 29 more cameras, and they captured 1,881 new images. So they're not even near extinct.
Yeah.
We just haven't been looking for them correctly. And they've always been in Vietnamese culture, and they've talked about them, but it was like, I saw it. But, They're tiny. They're rabbit size.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, you sure?"
But yeah,
sure
here's
you saw
the,
it?
so you can actually hold it and look at it. It looks like kind of a rabbit. Its head is the same shape.
It does look very similar to a rabbit. There's only that one picture, right?
Yeah. I'm sure, unless I didn't see if there was an external link for more images of it, but I'm guessing they didn't release too much because it's an individual study.
You know what it reminds me of? Look up a picture of a deer mouse. I think I'm not like particularly like.
This is so it's a mouse.
It's called a deer mouse. That looks somewhat similar to that. I think that it's a marsupial though. I'm not like good with like undulates and stuff like that, which are like 3-toed animals and stuff like that.
The deer. This is what the deer mouse is, so I don't think it's what you're talking about.
Nope, that's not what I'm talking about. Kangaroo mouse. Let me see.
But
anyways, yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up because it's cool that they've been hiding for 30 years, and maybe dozens, maybe hundreds of people have seen it, and maybe just thought it was a rabbit, or but it was that elusive.
Totally not that, but that's cool. That's a cool ass animal.
It's like a paperweight.
Yeah. Kangaroo mouse, the perfect paperweight.
But yeah, so I just thought that was cool. We shared that on the Twitter if you wanted to read the article.
So what we were talking about though just a second ago about like LiDAR on the cities. Dude, that's amazing. This is gonna be like the access to like
right here. Here's
these
post about
archaeological sites.
You want to read that out loud? It's off the Gulf Coast of Florida.
You want to read the whole thing?
Yeah, go ahead. It's pretty quick.
Yeah. This is on archaeology.org, guys. If you want to read this, the title of it is a 1,000-year-old settlement mapped in Florida. That's incredible. Whoa, in Florida. Okay, Gainesville, Florida. Gainesville, Maryland. Where Logic was born and raised.
Hell yeah.
Gainesville, Florida. The Guardian reports that Terry Barber and Ken Sassman of the University of Florida used drones outfitted with LiDAR scanners and create 3D maps in an archaeological site covered with dense foliage on Rayleigh Island, which is located off Florida's Gulf Coast. The researchers said that the settlement, which dates between 8,900 and 8,1200, 8,900 and 1,200. I don't know why they put it like that. 1,200 is before.
Yeah.
Anyways,
900 to 1200 AD. BC is backwards.
Oh, whoa, dude.
You just had a brain fart.
Yeah, I brain farted. I'm like, why would they put it like that? Okay. So
Gotcha.
900 to 1200 AD. Let's say it that way. Is made up of 37 residential areas enclosed with the ridges made with oyster shells standing up to 12 feet tall. That's incredible.
Right.
Test excavations at the site uncovered evidence of large-scale bead productions in the form of stone tools, mollusk shells, and white beads thought to have been used in ritual interactions between members of the community. The discovery of possible bead production may provide information on past societies in Eastern North America and how beads were integral to the social capital. I really need my glasses, dude. I'm having such a hard time.
To your left.
Sassman said to read about a 7,200-year-old burial ground off Florida's Gulf Coast. Go to Afterlife Under the Waves if you want to read that, guys. This is talking about a 7,200-year-old burial ground off Florida's Gulf Coast. That's incredible.
Like underwater?
Yeah, that's incredible. But we're finding out that there's sites in America,
like this.
in the U.S., that are older than that, hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah.
In South America, which when we think about that, we think, oh, yeah, humans were never able to get over there at the time. Well, we had the I think it's called the Bering Strait. No, not
Bering Strait's from Alaska to Russia.
Yeah, okay, so we had the Bering Strait.
Yeah, that's their
that
main
connected.
theory.
Yep,
yeah.
that connected. which is totally viable option.
Well, some people did come from there.
Yeah.
But
the Bering Strait was what? 75,000 years ago or something like that?
a long time.
Yeah. Because you don't have human ancestors on both continents. Like, you don't have, like, Australopithecus and Australopithecus on two different continents that had convergent evolution. You know what convergent evolution is?
I mean, vaguely.
Okay, so, like, convergent evolution is like when you have two different ancestors, or, well, they're the same ancestors, same species, but they will branch out into two different things and then be similar. Like, let's say you got, like,
So if
fish, right? Fish came to mammals. And also fish came to sharks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm putting it in layman's terms so you guys understand, because there's a lot more.
It's more complicated.
Yeah. You have chondrichthyes, osteichthyes, all that shit, and it branched out, right? And you got sharks. Now you got mammals coming all the way through until like it was like a cow type creature, but it kind of looked like a wolf. It was more closely related to a cow.
Was
and
it
then
a megafauna?
No. But it turned into, it was a convergent evolution, and it very closely resembled a crocodile, right? And this is the first cetacean, which is a whale, basically. So, like, then whales, so you still got sharks over here, and then you got, like, whales and, like, killer whales and dolphins. And those are so similar to a shark, right? In the way that they look and the way that they feed.
But they came from a whole different place.
Yeah, but they came from
a same place.
Well,
but
yeah,
a whole
same
different-
place,
yeah.
and then it branched out and became similar again. That's what convergent evolution is. You have something called analogous structures too, which is like bats have wings, and they're not related to birds, and they're not related to insects. Insects and birds and all have analogous structures. They have wings. So that's something.
Well, so yeah, but a lot of people said for a very long time that people only came from the Bering Strait, where I think it was with Native American DNA that went way back, there were some connections of DNA coming from people that were said to go across the Bering Strait.
Yeah.
But there was also enough of a significance of percentage that came from Central and Southern America, so that, and a lot of those had intelligent designs, with creating tools and society, like having staples of society that have been left because they were able to make something strong enough.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess at first they were trying to say a lot of people were nomads and stuff coming across the Bering Strait, and we didn't have a lot of technology, but there's proof that there was that good of technology years ago.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Or they came far before in the human species. Homo sapiens is much older than we think. That is totally viable too, because we know Homo neanderthalis was fucking old, dude. 600,000 years old.
Homo sapiens have only been around for 200,000, right? Just about. I think it's around 200,000.
I thought it was almost 500,000 years old. Dude, I'm not well versed in this shit. But
I just remember hearing that us as Homo sapiens are not here much longer. Like, Neanderthals have been here longer. They lasted longer.
Let me see. I will have it in 2 seconds. 200,000 years. Yeah.
Bam. Yeah.
Modern form of humans. Yeah. So then, I think Neanderthals were
around 600,000.
600,000. They had 400,000 years of being the apex. You know what I mean?
Well, they were also intertwining with us. We have Neanderthal DNA.
We're a branch of them. We branched off from them.
Yeah, but I'm saying is that at some point there had to have been like intertwining of that species too. It's not like all Neanderthals just human. So there were humans interrelating and having sex and communicating with Neanderthals.
Yeah. Well, you know why we're able to have, what the Homo neanderthalis is actually Homo sapien neanderthalis. So they were humans. They were literally humans, but it's a subspecies. It's literally just a subspecies. Well, it wasn't like they were completely different species.
Aren't we technically, if we're to say like how that was, we're Homo sapiens?
No. Homo's the class. I think class or clade. I don't know.
That was something I remember a teacher saying freshman year Western Civ. He might be wrong as shit. Who knows?
No, we're definitely not the class.
Because
the family Hominidae, which is that's our family. Homo is our family, because once you become a hominid, it's like Homo erectus. You got like different stuff like that. Subphylum. No. Anyways, so tribe hominid, subfamily. Okay, all right, yeah. No, so their genus is Homo, right? Okay, and then you got species Homo sapien Neanderthals, which more accurately, you could say we would probably be Homo neanderthalis sapien, because we came from those fuckers. You know what I mean? They did not come from us. We just try and put that so that there's some relation to that. I want to figure out how long Neanderthal has been on Earth, because that's incredible. We've only been here for
200,000 years.
Yep. And we weren't even on top of it for 200,000 years. That's like, you know what I mean? 50,000 years was like spent fighting these guys, or
so that's what, and 200,000 years seems like a long time, but if you go into the actual scope of things, comparing it to that,
yeah, exactly,
that is not a lot of time compared to, because there's some species, they call them fossils, like you were saying last episode, is they've been around since pretty much the beginning of conceivable time. Like they've been around forever and have constantly adapted. They haven't had to make a new subset of species per se. Well, partially, but because they've adapted to different settings and different environments, but they're still generally the same animal that they were.
Exactly. Like living fossils, you're saying?
Yeah.
400,000 years ago is when they started. So they lived 400,000 years ago, and they stopped living. The last, we think they went extinct 40,000 years ago.
So 360,000.
Which a lot sooner than I even thought. I thought they maybe 50,000 years. No, that was 160,000 years that we were coexisting with them. Homo sapiens and Homo neanderthals. So just humans and Neanderthals. I'm just going to start saying that. These fucking people are going to be like, dude, why are you talking about gay people, okay? Yeah, no, that's incredible. That's incredible. I did see this article, though, the other day, and it actually, this is crazy. We found a fish that looks, dude, weird, really weird. This is like earlier this year that we found it, but we started doing research on it, and it's called a lizard fish, I think, and it looks really strange, but the big thing about it is it's hermaphrodite. That's like the craziest thing about all of it, is it's hermaphrodite. Anyways, what else did you want to talk about? Is there any other?
So, I mean, going from there, I mean, those are just some of the articles over the past week that, that's what sparked the thoughts in my mind coming from that. But, I mean, other than that, we wanted to talk about just our interests and everything like that, and what's a big part in our lives. I mean, we've touched that we work on restaurants, but we've never really, I mean, I don't think you ever said you went anything past, that you're a saute cook.
Yeah.
So it was more along the lines of, we could just talk about what it's like going to our jobs, what we do in a kitchen on a daily basis, and what we think about.
To interrupt. But...
No, I've seen that. I remember seeing a picture, dude.
Okay,
that's
so
weird.
Isn't that a creepy looking creature, guys? If you
I think that was
look
from
up
a
toothy.
Fisher,
right? Okay, it's called a toothy lizard fish. Oh no, it's not called a toothy lizard. That's just what the fucking article. Nightmarish toothy lizard fish.
Wow.
Yeah, they live at like very subterranean levels, like, like Marianas Trench kind of levels. Anyways.
Deepest place on Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be creepy to go down there.
But yeah, to go in coordination what we were talking about.
Yeah.
You want to talk about what it's like to be a cook, we want to talk about what it's like to be a cook.
Well, yeah, just more of just along the lines is like, what really got you into cooking? Why do you stay into cooking jobs for so long? Because that's what you pretty much only been involved with besides the 3D printing business.
Yeah.
You know, and also just like what type of shit do you cook? And I could talk about what my experience is with brunch.
So,
and, you know,
before this job, I didn't really have too much experience with cooking. It was just like fucking fast bites. You know what I mean? Now, I wouldn't say fast food, but fast bites. Yeah, my first job was fucking Burger King. That's some high quality 5-star cooking. Okay,
that's Michelin, man. Michelin level.
Yep. But so I started doing that. I absolutely hated it, dude. I did it for like 5 years almost, from when I was 15 to about 4 years, 15 and 19, and I absolutely hated it, dude. But I was good at my job. I was like 17 years old. I had a key. You know what I mean? And
I remember you telling me you were a manager there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was never a manager.
Or you were just trusted.
I was a shift leader, key holder too. Basically a manager, dude.
Yeah.
I did paperwork even, dude, like from time to time. So like, yeah, sure, I was a manager. I never went through like manager training or anything like that. But basically, I didn't really like that. I knew that wasn't the style of cooking that I enjoyed. When I was younger, I loved to like cook with my grandma and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Whether it be an actual meal or like cooking breakfast, you know, just like, dude, making cream of wheat was fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I realized Burger King definitely was not the style of cooking that I wanted to do or what I wanted as a job while I'm going through school. That is definitely not where it was at. And then I went through a couple more jobs in between another cooking job. So I worked at a toy store. Actually, no. So I only worked at a toy store in between the two jobs.
Oh, okay.
I worked at a toy store and I managed there. And that was a legit job, dude. That was like, just go in there. My best friend worked with me and fucking we'd dab in the back and whatever. We'd literally break down boxes and like we'd go in the back. We'd be like, hey, we're gonna go in the back and just karate chop boxes and kick them. Because we were both into martial arts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just literally sit there and be like, all right. Dude, we tell this one girl, we'd be like, hey, you can just run the front, you know? And she'd be like, all right. Yeah, we got to go do important manager shit in the back. And just go kick boxes, dude. Anyway, so yeah, and then I obviously went to go work at Chicken Shack, and that's still not cooking, dude.
It's frying.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only way you can put it. That's all you're
sure,
doing.
you got the ribs, you got...
Oh, and you grill a little bit.
Yeah, you're grilling.
A little bit of roasting, a little bit of grilling.
Yeah, frying, putting together sandwiches from time to time.
Wraps.
That's not really like what I wanted, you know what I mean? And I noticed that. And I was like, even though it's a better job and even though it's a little bit more complicated, still not the cooking style that I want to do. So, you know, I quit that job and I wouldn't even say I quit. I dismantled that membership there. Yeah, so I ended up quitting there and I went and did some other stuff. I did construction, whatever.
The 3D printing.
Then I did. Well, no, I was in 3D printing.
Whatever.
I was a mechanical design engineer.
Boom.
Yeah. I was not 3D printing
like 3D
anything.
printing.
I did the program that I did like 3D printing.
Well, that's all you sent me Snapchats of.
Yeah,
was messing with that
so
stuff. So
I ended up landing a job that was actually a very good job. But I knew I wasn't qualified yet. You know what I mean? I hadn't finished up at school. And as I'd seen it, I wasn't getting paid as much as I believed that I should be. So I thought, you know, it was a good job and it taught me a lot. And I'm sure if I would have used the experience, it would have been really good for certain things. But so I ended up quitting there and then I went and fucking delivered pizza.
and learned to make it.
Yeah. No, no, I didn't. I didn't.
You told me that they asked you to make shit there sometimes.
They did. Yeah, dude. Very, very seldom. Like they'd be like, "Hey, dude," and I knew how to make pizza. It wasn't like I didn't know, dude. It was like, "Hey, I feel like I should just, you know what I mean? I'm good at expediting. I'm good at expediting in a kitchen in any sort of setting. Just put me on the ovens, dude. I don't want to deliver pizzas." Like already it's causing wear and tear in my car. I don't want to do it. It was absolutely,
especially in Michigan, dude, the roads.
Yeah, man. Exactly. I went through a whole winter doing it.
Yeah.
Which sucked, dude. You know how many times I like fucking burn out and then I get stuck and I'd be like, dude, I gotta get this other pizza to this guy's house. And then somehow I'd get unstuck, dude. There's never one time that like I officially like fucked up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was times where like I fucked up, but like no times where like, but yeah, so and then I quit there just 5-6 months ago, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna run at actually having a cooking job. I know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? I've been cooking my entire life. Okay, I come from an Arabic family. I literally learned how to saute. I learned how to do everything. I learned how to make dishes, everything like that. I'm like, why don't I just like put that to actual use instead of, hey, I'm gonna literally sit here and fucking fry food. No, I don't. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? And so then fucking yeah. Then I started working at Big Laura, which I currently work at, and it's like, so it's like quick, affordable Italian, but it's still like at a high standard. You know what I mean? It's not like you know, like fucking Olive Garden or some shit like that. It's
Fuck Olive Garden.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I'm actually, you know, I'm a saute cook. Like I fully do everything. I use my skillets and everything like that. We're using fresh food, everything like that. There's no pre-mades. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Besides, like, if it's like a paste or something like that, and like I'll use that. Like it comes out of a bag. You know what I mean? But I'm still like using that and making the ingredients and making a dish. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I like a lot more. So we do like stuff like obviously spaghetti meatballs. We got rigatoni marinara. We got fucking Alfredo. There's a really good dish. It's called fettuccine emiliana, which is you basically make an Alfredo sauce, which if you guys don't know how to make an Alfredo sauce, it's equal parts cream, Parmesan cheese, or we use grana papadano. And then what am I missing? Butter. And then you throw like peas and prosciutto in it, but you let the sauce form and start to
thicken.
Yeah. Reduce. Reduce the sauce before you. Yeah, and then you toss the peas and prosciutto in there. Meanwhile, you're cooking up the fettuccine, dude. Toss it all in. Beautiful, dude. You know, that is an amazing dish. Like, that's the things that I like doing. I also cook like seared salmon, stuff like that, and like wood roasted salmon, and then like we like make a grain salad every day, and then I'll do the grain salad, put the grain salad on there, heat it up, because I'm not going to give them cold grain salad. It's a heated dish, so. And then yeah, so it's like stuff like that, dude. I really enjoy that. That's a lot better. It's still not to the quality that I'd like, though. You know what I mean?
It takes time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not that I'm not producing the quality. It's I want more of a challenge. I literally want a dish list that challenges me every day. This is like still simple. It's like, hey, okay, I'm gonna do like a clam and spaghetti. You know what I mean? And I'll saute up some I'll put some olive oil and then like some chili pepper flakes and then like some garlic on the bottom, and I'll sear it for a second, and I'll saute it for a second, and then I'll fucking throw some clam juice and like some white wine in there and let that heat up for a second. I'll throw some clams in there, and then cover the pot and wait till they open. Well, it's not even a pot. It's literally just a skillet, and then I cover it with another skillet, and then I wait till they open and get the spaghetti. But that's not like I want to like push myself. That's so easy. You know what I mean? And that's the things that people don't understand. And a lot of kids there, and I'll say kids, but they're quite a lot of them are way bit older than me, you know, and they still don't understand. It's like very simple, a very simple dish list.
Yeah.
We have about 10 small plates and 17 pastas. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, you only have to really like memorize like dude, 27. That's not a big deal. And then I've memorized everything on everybody's station. Like pizza. I know how to make all the pizzas. I have not once had to go over there and make pizzas. You know what I mean? Because like I'll literally just be like, hey, yeah, this is your job and this is how you do it. Like, hey, it's this, 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 and this on that pizza. And same with salad and pantry, whatever. Same thing. But just like it's sheer incompetence if somebody can't do. You know?
That's something I learned is because I have kind of the same story as going from Chicken Shack. I realized that I can think in a kitchen kind of, you know, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I get things done. You have a timeline.
Yeah.
And every day is not going to be the same. You don't know what you're going to have to make going in or, you know, how hard you're going to get hit when you're going to get hit. So you just have to be ready at all times, you know. But I was really intimidated going into culinary school because of how hard they made it sound and how intimidating it was.
Yeah.
But after the first semester, second semester, it was just like, this isn't hard.
You know who was hard? They were intending that for? The fucking idiots.
Yeah.
That's who they were intending it for.
But that's how it's always been in school a lot of times,
exactly,
you know?
exactly.
So I was just intimidated because there was a lot of people that have gone through my program and done really good things, you know? So I was extremely intimidated at first, but it was after getting through, you know, learning how to organize yourself and get things started properly, prep, do things, go about things correctly to maximize your time.
Yeah.
After that, you're just learning how to cook. You're learning cooking different things, you know, and it was a lot of fun, especially at first, because you're always cooking a different dish. You'd go into school one day, and you'd have be in charge of the fish entree for lunch.
That's sweet.
Or you'd be in charge of making all the salads.
You cook lunch for the whole...
Yeah, it would be like
the whole class.
For not the whole class. Sometimes we would just put up apps, but for a specific class, they would do restaurant cookery. So you would go up into a cafeteria and cook for kids and adults at school for about an hour and a half, 2 hour service.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd go into class and cook everything up, get it ready for the first 4 hours, and come up, do service, clean up, bring it down, you know? So,
and that was class. That was class for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'd have a little lecture sometimes before. Most of the time not, because food's crunch time.
And you'd know what dishes you're creating.
You would know what dish you have going into that week, yeah.
Oh,
so
going into
you'd
that
have
week,
Tuesday, be like Tuesday, okay, I'm in charge of the entree salads and the side salads.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that means you have to prep everything on those and make croutons and even make some other type of bread and dice
fresh
a bunch
croutons.
of stuff. Yeah, fresh croutons and, you know, a bunch of stuff. So you could really implement what you wanted if you could.
Yeah, of course.
They made sure that your recipe is just a guideline.
Yeah.
Throw your flair into it and put in some ideas, you know. So you don't necessarily have to follow the rules. Yeah. So I mean, I really enjoyed that. So going from there, I ended up getting a job because the chef I work for now, he went to that program, the same one I did. So that's how I got to the meeting house. One of my chefs is good friends with him. So ended up just connecting and getting in there, and that's how I'm there at the Chrysler place.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy the challenge, and I like how much there is to do compared to just Chicken Shack. It was simple, and you'd always be tapping your fingers, you know. And
exactly. I
mean,
there
everything was
there
done.
was the days where you got fucking thrown
Schwacked.
in the ringer. Yeah.
Chicken Shack, it was rough sometimes.
Yeah.
We would.
It wasn't so much as oh, it's hard to do this. Yeah, so there's some times where it's like you have to make sure this chicken's not gonna fall apart in the hot fryer.
You had to be
It's-
technical.
Yeah, there was technicalities to it.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is something that I don't really remark on as much. There was a lot of
But
technical.
I mean, you picked up on it.
Yes, very
So.
quickly, and I rarely had chicken that came out bad, especially when I moved to like chicken side. So there was a split on the line. You had a chicken side which had 12 roasters.
10 roasters.
10 roasters, and then you had a fish side which had 4 roasters, and then
A grill and 2 fryers.
and 2 fryers. So I worked on fish side for quite a while, but that was kind of like a stepping stone. You know, you start out. I didn't really like the way that job kind of put you in. It was like, hey, you start out at the bottom.
Work your way up.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I don't need to start at the bottom with this 15-year-old who has never had a job. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've been a manager. I've been a manager basically at 2 different places.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I should at least be starting on the line or whatever, or be a shift leader, the rapper. You had somebody. So that was actually something that was really good about that job. So this is something.
They got it on lock.
Yes, you have a person who's reading tickets to you.
They're an expo.
Yeah, they're expo. Exactly, they are expo. But you don't rely on looking at that ticket at all. That was the really good part.
You talk to the rapper.
Yeah. Because at my job currently, I'm looking at my ticket a lot, which kind of throws me off to an extent. It's like
Breaks your rhythm.
yeah, exactly. I have to turn around and I'm like, oh, was I supposed to do this, and this? When they're not reminding me every... You know, I have a couple people that do a good job with it, but it's still not like some of the rappers that we had at Chicken Shack. That was good.
My kitchen's pretty good at that. But that's mainly because everybody that works in my kitchen has gone to or is going to culinary school.
Okay.
So everybody has that seriousness instilled in them. So
yeah.
when shit hits the fan, everybody shuts up.
Yeah.
And it's down to get
And they go
orders
to it,
out.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it,
exactly,
man.
exactly.
You know, ticket times.
Yep. That's what I do too. Yeah.
So that's what I like about that job is everybody there is pretty goofy and they have their own personalities.
Yeah, but when push comes to shove, they fucking buckle down. Yeah, I like that too. It works pretty well over at my work. I got a couple people that fucking way get under my skin. I got a 60-year-old black man who fucking in the middle of a rush will fucking tell me, he's like, man, you need to go throw another bag of meatballs down. I'm like, yeah, don't think I already fucking know that. I already fucking know everything that I'm supposed to do.
Right?
Yeah, dude, he's a dishwasher, and that's it, dude. I mean, he does salads, dude. That's that's all he does. I'm like, dude, you know nothing about my fucking side. If you're gonna bitch, and he always remarks, and he's, come on, man, dude. If I scorch a pan, I don't give a fuck. You gotta clean it, dude. I'm not gonna hear you bitch.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
like you scorch every pan.
Yes,
though.
exactly. I do
Sometimes it
pretty well.
happens,
Yes,
especially cream sauce.
and he's like, I'm not cleaning this ever again. I'm like, you sassy motherfucker. Just clean the fucking shit. This is what you're getting paid for, dude.
You have that pot and pan detergent at your station for a reason. Just let it sit in there for 10 minutes.
I'm the head of our kitchen. I'm just below a kitchen manager. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one that don't give me shit, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I'm the dude that the manager comes to, like, hey, has this person been doing good? I'm thinking about giving him a raise. No, they haven't. You know why? Because they've just been bitching at me and haven't been doing shit. No, but I like every person that I work with as a person. Dude, beyond that amount. The working style, though, of people. I don't
A lot of people
encroach.
just don't think about how, like, would I want to work with somebody that talks to me like this?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gets
And
kind
it's
of
like,
irritating.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude, there's so many fucking times that I will help whoever. I will stay for the dishwasher until 11:30 at night when we closed an hour and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one that stays. I'm not paid to stay. And I do it. Now, please give me the courteousness of not bitching at me. Don't do that. If I need something done and you're just going to sit there and bitch, go do that thing. Like,
pretend that pan's my face.
yeah, exactly.
Put some steel wool in my figurative eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Metaphorical eyes. I get that mindset a lot. I don't understand. I gave up that a long time ago. Was at Chicken Shack, letting days ruin me like that and being in a bad mood.
I remember. Yeah.
And
it'd do the same for me.
Yeah, but then eventually it's just like, I don't care. Like this is not
what you want to do.
This isn't my career.
I think that's
care?
what you got to towards the end, and that's the same way that I got. It stopped stressing me out because I was just like, dude, actually, that's totally false, because I was still getting stressed out at the fact that
I had
to fucking. Sorry that I'm swearing so much, but it's actually pissing me off.
His hands are flying around.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm actually getting a little bit upset.
Bear, who's an emotive person.
Yeah, Trevor was there. I mean, when I quit, I was not kind and polite about it. There were certain things there that were not getting done that we constantly would talk about, and that weren't being done, and that were out of our hands, completely out of our hands. The demeanor that we were treated with was just absolutely disgusting too. It was like, and there was a lot of double standards. Our boss would be like, well, you got to do this every day. And sometimes he would close, and he wouldn't do those things, or he'd push it off onto the person. After you left,
it was way more consistent than what you were experiencing too.
Yeah.
Just to vibe it on that.
Okay.
Yeah. It got to a point where one time I forgot to sweep a floor, look up front to check it to see if one of my 16-year-old counters didn't to sweep. Because it was a shitty day, I guess, and I was like, whatever, I'm going to make sure all the doors locked, turn off all the lights, make sure all the stuff in back's thawing or whatever, marinating. And then I was dipping out. He pulled me aside the next day and said if I ever left the floor unswept in that corner there again, I wouldn't have a job. I'm like, yeah, really?
Yeah.
So it's just like, really, that you're going to threaten a manager like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and you talk about how much you need employment. Don't talk to me like that.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm
the reason why there's a manager's needed sign out front to this day after I left.
Exactly. Oh, no. 100%.
I was a manager there for over 2 years.
2 years,
And the only consistent one. Yeah. Everybody else came and went.
Yeah, exactly. I only had the management. I wasn't really a manager, but I was a manager, I'd close by myself.
I was told I was the favorite manager too.
Yeah.
I like being on Trevor's shift, but they would say, I like being on Trevor's shift, but I hate it because that's where everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to.
I remember
computer systems going down, weird customers coming in, and just getting slammed out of the middle of nowhere.
And always when I was working, because I only worked like Mondays and Tuesdays where I would manage. They called me a shift lead, whatever, right?
Yeah, you were shift leader.
But I was a manager. They said I was a manager in training.
That's what they would say.
I was paid as a manager, but I was to get my key. I didn't have it yet. All I could do was close down the back.
He would lead basically I was a manager and he would be put on shift as the acting manager. Yeah. And I would just observe and help him along. Yeah. Pretty much.
No, there was times where
you were left alone.
Multiple dude.
Because we were short-staffed.
He just said it's your time. You're gonna start closing by yourself and stuff like that. All right, whatever. Like, I don't care. It literally didn't bother me because I've done this before. I managed, and yeah, dude, it was like a lot of that kind of behavior started to piss me off. So it was like, me and you were pretty good about keeping morale up and stuff like that. But then you have our boss just completely shitting on everyone that works there, saying that this is not good enough. People that deserved raises did not get raises, or they
do good enough. I'm gonna have to clean house and bring in other people.
Yeah, which is like, man, dude, you aren't getting shit.
Yeah,
you're gonna get the fucking bottom of the barrel, and we had a pretty good crew going on there, but a lot of them were his friends. You know what I mean?
So they had the nepotism on them, almost like a family member.
Exactly.
Which we already hinted on in the last episode with how that kid was screaming rape and back. You know, just shit like that if you did that in a normal setting at any other job, you would have been fired right then and there.
100%. But he had all these dudes that worked for him, and it felt like, to an extent, and I know at points like I'd be cool with him and I'd hang out with our boss. You know what I mean?
We were never on bad terms.
No,
we would
but
always
it felt multiple times like you were outside the box. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you guys are all hanging out together, and I obviously they're not my fucking friends.
Well, you got invited barely, and I almost never did.
Yeah,
you know,
dude. There was times that I went there, but I didn't feel like it was like, hey, I was on shift with you, so we're creating this plan and we feel bad, so come along. I'm like, dude, I'm not that kind of fucking person. You don't just, I feel bad, you come along. That's why I would like, a lot of the time I'd be like, no, I'm good. Unless you came up to me, like, you know what I mean?
I'd rather go home and play video games with Trevor.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Yeah.
Trevor
Trevor got me back into video games, like hardcore. That's another thing, dude. We were talking about things that we like to do.
Yeah, and that's something we really wanted to hit on is just how big, for my entire life, I've always, even my parents even tried to chop down on that shit. My entire life was for probably a 3-year segment. They're like, you're only allowed to play an hour a day. Guess how many hours I'd play a day? 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Play a couple, turn it off, wait for them to go to bed, play for 3 hours till 1 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people be like, oh, well, that's bad. But honestly, I feel like video games had a lot to do with me in the way I think critically and look at situations, because you can go about and do things differently in video games so much just as sitting in that spot, you know. Yeah. So just being able to think about different things to do, different pathways. But, you know, we've been playing them for so long, and I still do. I've really stopped playing them nearly as much, especially with this podcast now, as I spend a lot more time reading, watching videos.
That's good. That's good. That's
so it's down to probably max a week, maybe 4 to 5 hours. Like all in all.
That's much less than me, because it was to an extent when you were playing video games, you play wildly longer than I would. You know what I mean? I'd see. Well,
because I get competitive.
Play
Rainbow Six Siege for 4.5 hours straight.
Yeah, exactly. And then switch to Rocket League for 3 hours, and I'd play for a handful of hours, maybe 3, and then I'd be like, all right, I think we're gonna go to bed or something like that. That's still kind of how I am, but I play every night. You know what I mean? And it means so much to me to have something that, in a way, never judges you. You know what I mean? You have an activity.
Go and make your own thing.
Have you have a whole activity.
Like you in Skyrim, dude. You have your own fucking world in there.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. You know what I mean? And it's like, even these last 2 weeks, dude, I've lost myself in that game. Where it's like, I played that game countless hours before. I made a new character, and I'm lost in it again. I'm like, it's every single time I even though it doesn't challenge my skill or anything like that, I just like an experience and something that's in a way a way to escape just for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, your mind goes elsewhere. Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything, and you're just consuming some good storyline.
Yes, exactly. Like, dude. And dude, it's just such a good book. I talked to Trevor about this, it's such a good book. It's such a good game. There are books in that game that there's so many books in that game that you could probably spend a good 100 hours reading those books.
They had people hired just to write those books.
Yes, exactly. And they're phenomenally made. Like, one thing I want to do with Trevor is, like, there's a cooking book, like. It's called Weird Appetites or something like that, and it's a cooking book, and it's like Skyrim meals, and I want to do that. Like, once we get our vlog thing going, because we're gonna do a little bit of that. We haven't really touched on that at all. But
yeah, we can talk about that this podcast too. I guess to talk about what we want to do with video. But
exactly.
Continue.
So, I want to make where we cook it up and then we try it. Probably tastes like shit. There's a lot of things in there too that we probably can't get our hands on, like frost spider eggs.
Yeah.
We'll get some spiders and throw it in there.
No.
We're gonna
I
cook
would
with some
just use
dude.
some weird eggs, dude.
Yeah, we'll probably do
Like some tiny quail
yeah,
eggs or
we can
something,
do that.
you know?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like, because I don't want to make a dish to know it's
oh
disgusting.
no, why don't we do this? Why don't you look? What is It's like the fish eggs, dude.
Caviar?
Caviar. We can use
We
some
can do caviar.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like
a spider egg.
kind of like a little kind of like a little spider.
Yeah, so I mean, we could definitely do, because there's markets near my house too that have amazing meat selections too.
Oh,
that
really?
go down to even.
I'm thinking we use
different
all Walmart,
birds
dude.
No,
All Walmart.
no, there's a market right down the street.
If we're making Skyrim stuff, it's from Walmart, dude.
But
We want to make it so
dude,
they can make it.
Well, they can get it's just a market that's cheaper than Walmart near
All
my
right,
house.
fair enough. All
And
right.
it's better quality
Okay.
food.
All right, yeah. I like Kroger better than Walmart.
Kroger's organic sections are amazing,
dude.
now,
Really
dude.
good.
I
really
love
good.
them.
That's the one place that I've trusted since I was young, dude. I was just like, I can go there. I know it's all good shit. I'm not gonna get sick from it.
Yeah,
Cause like Walmart, dude. There's been some times where like I'll get some meat from there. I'm like, bad idea, dude. I feel disgusting the next day. I'm throwing up. It's hot sweats, dude. I'm like, yeah, never again. I've probably gotten better about it, but no.
well, Walmart's still a really good place. Like if you're going to buy some quick stuff, like we've gone there a lot for podcast stuff. And
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like little tools and
Hey,
things.
dude, you want some snacks and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Sure, but you should never be getting produce from there.
work shoes though?
Yeah.
Go to Walmart.
Wear shoes 100%.
They have
go to Walmart.
walls of work shoes.
I literally bought, dude, you know those shoes that I wear? By the way, guys, I wear these $15 shoes, and like no one has ever commented on how shitty they look because they don't look shitty. They're $15. They have like memory foam soles. They're not name brand. They're nothing. And they're pretty crappy shoes. Like they break apart pretty quick, but like still, dude.
What, like 4 or 5 months? You mean?
Yeah.
I mean, for
Which
15
is
bucks.
15 bucks. Yeah, I bought 3 pairs of them. I'm like, all right, ride it on out.
Of course.
You know? But anyways, yeah, so
Yeah, going towards the vlog stuff kind of is we wanted to go and do some cool stuff along the lines of not just doing cooking videos, but we want to go and see places eventually, different places in the United States, old like archaeological digs and things like what we were talking about earlier, old civilizations. And there are things in Ohio that are like that. They're 60 miles apart and they sit at a perfect right angles. And they're 2 different structures built at 2 separate times.
yeah, that's what we like. We want to see stuff like that.
And, vlog it and show that. And,
I want to go to the Grand Canyon. I don't want to be at the top of the Grand Canyon. I want to go into the Grand Canyon because I have very severe.
I want to be at the top, but no closer than 10 feet to the edge, you know?
Oh, no.
And then after
you
that,
can be at the top. I have such bad vertigo, dude, that if I see anything that's like a drop or anything, dude, I'm going to have a huge panic attack.
I got
dude.
you.
You know what I mean? I can't, and when I'm sitting in a plane, I have to sit in the middle aisle. I drink the entire time. Like when I went to Algeria this last year.
That's like a 12-hour flight.
That was a 12-hour flight, dude, and I'm by myself. I'm not with my family at all. I am by myself, and there's this kid. Dude, I went to sleep, dude. I was so happy I got to go to sleep. And there's this kid I shouldn't even call him a kid. There's this young man. He was 14 or some shit like that. 14, 15. I sound like such an old piece of shit saying that, dude. I'm only 10 years older than him. Anyway, so there's this young dude, and he just hits me on my elbow, dude. I'm like drunk and passed out. I'm like, ugh. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, okay, we're probably almost there. I look and it's only been 2 hours since the flight started. I heavy drank for an hour and fell asleep for an hour. That is what happened. And then I had to sit there for 10 hours. I sat there for 10 hours.
And since you slept after drinking, you're groggy as hell after too.
Yeah, and on top of it, I was planning on sleeping fully because I deprived myself of sleep that night before because I have a very bad sleep schedule. So I was like, I'm not gonna sleep at all. I'm just gonna go to sleep on the plane and then wake up in Algeria, and it's a good time to wake up. And it was like 10 o'clock in the morning when we were getting there. I was like, that's perfect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or when I was getting in France, which it's same time as Algeria. So I was like, that is perfect. You know, I get there and we're Gucci and everything's good. Dude, I was first off, I couldn't fall asleep in the Paris airport. Sorry, I'm like divulging from what we were talking about so much, but this is something that pissed me off. So I couldn't fall asleep in the Paris airport, even though I'm like on an hour of sleep, and I've just been on a plane for 12 hours, and I have to wait for 4 hours to get on the flight to Algeria. So I'm like 48 hours without sleep at this point. And then I had to fly for 2 hours in Algeria. I could not sleep at all because, oh yeah, dude, sorry to tell you guys to leave this part out. I'm on the flight to Algeria and I'm thinking, hey, I'm going to get 2 hours to fucking sleep. And right when I get on the flight, they brought prisoners, massive prisoners. Dude, I've never even talked about this. I totally forgot about this. The only person that knew about this was like my cousin when I got there and like my dad when I called him on the phone. I totally forgot about this. They brought prisoners onto this flight in the back. This dude had like a spit mask and shit. And the whole time he's like, and like standing up and like fucking hitting the cops and shit. And they're like tasing him, dude. And there's his mom and daughter like right in front of them. They're like, like scared shitless. This is happening for 2 hours. You know what I mean? So I ended up just talking to this guy the whole time, probably freaking him out because I'm all bug-eyed and I'm like, you know, probably looked like I was on drugs, dude. I'm 48 hours without sleep, hungover. Just everything possibly bad that could be happening.
All the stressful chemicals in your body. Your cortisol levels are maxed right now.
Oh, dude, 100%. 100%. Yeah, dude. I remember I got to Algeria, dude. I got to Algeria and I'm like, dude, hey, I'm like, Sammy, which is my cousin. I'm like, hey, dude, it's phenomenal to see you. I love you, man. I need you to take me back to the apartment right now, dude. I had the smallest interest, catching up ever. And he's like, you want anything to eat? I'm like, and dude, it's 110 degrees when I'm getting there. You know what I mean? This is summertime. That's
beautiful weather.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, and then he's like, dude, do you want to go get food? And I'm like, no, but we still go get food. So we end up getting food. I ended up getting back to the apartment. And I slept under a AC unit, which got me super sick. It got me super sick. I ended up sleeping like 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. Great. Felt great when I woke up. And then the following 2 weeks, I just started having I got something called costochondritis, which was chest infection on my lungs. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Good
I've
trip.
had bronchitis. That shit ain't fun. It's a different beast. But
so different, dude. It's literally like you feel like you're having a heart attack at all times. Like, it's really bad.
It's all inflamed in there.
Yeah. And it's like pushing against your heart and shit. And like, dude, I was getting really dizzy. I actually still feel the effects. Where I like feel like dizzy as shit all the time. This is literally all the time. Nothing makes it feel better. I don't know.
Your equilibrium's
probably severely fucked me up, dude.
Back one of my old ex-girlfriends, her mom had her equilibrium off because she got sick.
Yeah,
somehow,
yeah.
And she ended up having to get, I don't know if it was like a surgery or it might, I think it was technically surgery, but they were just going through the ear canal.
Yeah.
Like no incisions or anything. But then she ended up having to sleep upright for a couple days.
Yeah.
Just so that her equilibrium could just reset.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know, I mean, I don't think it was nearly the same thing as you, but I know that she got sick and had
I know that shit happens, though.
That stuff's messed up, man. Do you know how bad that would feel? Is like the only way that you can get somewhat comfortable and not dizzy is sit at one angle, and it's not a comfortable angle.
Exactly.
Dude.
Exactly.
You're just kind of tilted back, your back's cocked or something.
Yeah.
You're just
dude, I hate it. I hate it. It's impacted me so much this whole year. It's like dude, a lot of health issues this year. That I got diagnosed with hypoglycemia. Dude, I'm dizzy all the time. I'm having panic attacks, dude. It's just like
I find out you're allergic to some stuff.
Yeah.
You're telling me like you realized you used to do like kale shakes and stuff.
Oh
and
yeah.
you realize how much it's
I
messing
can't
you
eat
up.
kale. I literally can't process it, so it goes into my kidney. Dude, that was one thing too, dude. I'm like, they're telling me like not even my kidney, my liver is like fucked up. My kidney's fucked up, and yeah, they're like telling me all this shit. I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. Like, how long do I have, doc? But anyway, it's all good. Like it's that shit has gotten better since I've cut kale out and I've cut chard out, and like I'll eat greens, but like I'll eat them sparingly to an extent. I'll get my vitamins somewhere else. You know what I mean? I'll find it somewhere else, under a couch or something like that.
Somewhere.
Little bugs.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, going off way from that tangent was basically VODs, the vlogs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We
Sorry,
would
guys.
travel and do some stuff. Eventually, somehow we had money and we want to save up money somehow and eventually be able to do some kind of, we go traveling around different places in the United States for a while, check out cool stuff like that. Go visit some friends.
Yeah.
Have some podcasts with them because there are a lot of cool people out there.
Around the U.S., around the world, even that we know.
We both have friends in Colorado, California.
Yeah. Yep.
I know some people that live in Texas now. I know people that, they're down in Florida.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of places. Back when I was young, I've been to a lot of places. I've gone to, Niagara Falls, been all across that part of Canada because we went up through Michigan all the way through Canada to Niagara Falls instead of to New York.
Yeah.
So, I've seen all that, and I've been to the UP, I've gone to California, I've been to Hawaii, Florida.
You been to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Was it dope?
Hawaii was absolutely beautiful. I went.
Yeah.
It was
Probably not
island.
that fun of a time, but it's.
I had a
beautiful.
good time,
Yeah.
but if you were to go, I would never go to Hawaii for 2 weeks. I went there for
Bahamas. Go for 2 weeks. That's
sure.
a good time.
Yeah, just Hawaii. It's if you're condensed down to one island.
Yeah.
I went to Oahu. That's the capital.
Yeah.
My
that's
sister.
the only one that people live on. Really, I mean, people live on the other
They
ones,
live on
but
other
it's
ones,
like
but it's not nearly
less
as
than like
populated.
200 people or something like that.
But so my sister, her husband was in the military. So they were stationed out there on base.
Yeah.
So me and my mother went there for a week.
Yeah.
Really cool experience, even to the point where the north, south, east, and west shores, they all have different colors of water, and that there's like the good surfers, they'll go to the northern side because there's the high break white caps.
Yeah.
And then there's the east side, it's a little calmer. Yeah. West side's choppy as shit, and that's where the whales are during parts of the year. You get to watch them.
Sweet.
South side's just a nice beach area. I'm not saying that exactly. I don't remember.
Yeah. But you're saying
it's different environments.
The locales are totally different.
And I went to the Dole pineapple plantation there, and they had only
Dole.
pineapple.
I thought you said the Dole.
Dole. No, Dole.
I was like, that sounds real fun.
But no, they made pineapple ice cream, and they give like a big fat wedge of pineapple in there. The birds dude, you'd see flocks of birds that were all different spectrums of the rainbow.
Yeah.
And they were in the same flock. There's lime green, yellow, red, blue.
That's awesome, dude.
A lot of cool stuff there. Very touristy, but if you're looking for an adventure out there, I would suggest organizing a trip on multiple islands, especially to go backpacking.
Yeah, over like Hawaii and by the volcanoes and stuff like that.
But if you're looking for a place to do the things that Hawaii has to offer and pay way less money and less flight time, dude, just go to Cali.
Fair enough. Yeah.
There's a lot of beach life there. There's a lot of different tourist traps, not nearly as expensive. A gallon of milk there when I was there was $22.
Fair enough.
Back when Taco Bell had the $5 box, they called it the big box there. It was $9.55. So everything there is so it's very expensive. Yeah. Everything down to water. Everything's imported.
Yeah, very far too. I think honestly, a great place to go that I would love to go is like San Paulo or like Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Yeah, that's kind of a dangerous place in a way, especially.
Dude, fuck them.
There's a lot of upheaval right now.
Yeah, fuck them, you know?
That's like statistically that area of the world. If you're a white male, you should not go there, pretty much. And
Good thing I'm not white. I'd blend in perfectly, dude. I would. They'd be like, oh, it's just a nice little Brazilian boy.
oh yeah.
But
so yeah, going from just videos that mainly be concentrated around archaeological stuff or historical video games and just people with cool stories that we're seeing along the way, just having on.
One thing we've been talking about, we don't know for sure we're gonna do it, but like reviews.
Yeah,
I'd like to start.
Of anything tech that we feel like.
Video, like a certain video game comes out, a certain movie comes out. Here's our review on this technology that we just bought or whatever and stuff like that.
Yeah, eventually we're going to want to do a video on the equipment we bought.
Yes,
like itself and, how much we like it.
Exactly. Because we're going to have two sets or something like that. Which one would we recommend? Blah, 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 blah. Because we're talking about getting travel equipment. We're talking about having home equipment. So that's but yeah, so the vlog is definitely going to be set in motion, but we got to get these cameras first, which are actually a lot more expensive than you guys would think. We're not people of low quality,
We want to start just like what we've done with this podcast so far. Is we might not have known everything about this equipment, but we didn't save pennies or crunch pennies.
Exactly.
We wanted our sound quality to not be something that we have to mess with for 5 years unless we can afford to get better equipment. And that's because we'd want to increase the quality, but we wouldn't have to catch up with quality.
Yeah.
Exactly. Can you move my mouse?
Yeah.
It's because that keeps shutting off. There's no, it's recording. I checked that, but I mean, we're kind of wrapping up soon anyways. But, we've always tried to stay ahead, and I've always been a gamer. So I have quality, monitors, good equipment for my computer, powerful computers, so that we can run all these programs, do editing on it. Especially once we get the video editing, that's going to be some pricey programming too. Cause some of the programs we're looking at is going to be around $600.
Yeah.
Just for being able to edit our videos to do what we want with it.
Exactly.
But
a year and not a month, but a year. And we want to really these next few months, I think it's going to be really in swing of what we want to achieve. I know we're not going to have very many listeners for a while, but
that's part of it though. That's the grind. We love it.
Yeah,
though,
exactly. And I think I'm going to be trying to take on multiple projects. I've been talking to you guys about this on Facebook and stuff, but stand-up comedy is always in my sights. So I think now that we have the podcast swinging, I think it's about time that I might do that. We might start promoting stuff like that over our Twitter, Instagram. I know Trevor wants to get into it too.
Yeah. That's something that's both in our sights, for sure.
Yes, exactly.
But eventually, along the way, as me and Bear, who are still two separate individuals, so we will end up going elsewhere in a certain way, just with different hobbies and stuff. So
yeah. But at the end of the day, I think the podcast is going to stay.
No, that's always going to be here, man.
Yep.
Because we're going to try and we want the podcast is our number one right now.
Yeah.
As in that's what we want to have most of our energy concentrated into.
Exactly.
And if there's something that needs to be done, that's what's going to be done first.
Yeah. If it's everything else can swing later.
Yeah.
And I think our love of video games maybe along the lines, guys, and I'm not going to say for sure, but maybe we'll start streaming and stuff like that. We've thrown ideas and at times about it far before even the podcast was an idea, but
I mean, and the streaming wouldn't be like, oh, we're streaming every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. It would just be, hey,
stream when we want.
Yeah.
Kind of put a Twitter post, Instagram post or something like that. Hey, we're streaming tonight at this time. Tune in if you want.
And it wasn't even necessarily just video games. We're thinking we could stream just cooking a meal.
Yeah.
At the same time, like we're just hanging out, cooking, talking.
Exactly.
Just anything.
That was yeah. That was one thing that we've been really talking about.
That's what we're more excited about, streaming and cooking and doing vlog videos, cooking and traveling than playing video games.
Exactly.
Video games is just a hobby to us.
Exactly.
That's really what it is.
I'm never going to go pro. You know what I mean? That's not something that I want to do.
The only thing I could see ever is being a coach.
Yeah.
Or an announcer.
Yeah.
because I'm interested in that so much, but
welcome to the Rocket League Super Tournament. So, but anyway, so yeah, guys, it's definitely we love what we're doing right now, and we want to bring so much more to it, and we want to bring the video to it, because I know a lot of people have been saying about like the YouTube and stuff like that. They want us to be on YouTube. I've put up one video of our first episode. There's more to come. I would like to be showing you guys what we do in the studio and how we're doing it right now. It's probably a little bit more exciting, and we can throw up videos if we're watching a video or something. Throw it on the screen.
Yeah, that's one of our big our next big steps to this studio is we have this open wall in here. We're getting that closed up, but also is hanging everything up in the room, getting this to be a studio, like our home. Yeah. Having all these different props and objects around, having the TV hung up for the guests to look at.
Exactly.
Comfortability items, getting a little fridge in here just for us to have beverages and, me, whatever, have a little weed box somebody wants to light up.
Yeah,
who cares? We'll let somebody wants a beer, somebody wants whatever. Just cater the guests. Yeah. No snacks. Yeah. Not going to want to hear people smacking their lips on this damn mic.
Exactly.
But,
eat before. We're always going to be eating before. But one thing is, many of you probably won't hear this for a while until you guys actually discover us. But we will be having guests on. That's the number one thing, is like what we want to do. We want to shed light on other people. I think now the big thing is you guys got to realize we want to talk about a lot. So those podcasts are going to be quite a bit longer than these ones. We're shooting for around an hour and a half when it's like just me and Trevor.
2 hours.
Yeah. Just me and Trevor. Those are going to be like 3 hours.
Up to 4.
Yeah.
If it's good, 5, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'll roll. If I'll roll as long as the ball rolls. And, if you guys want to tune in for the whole thing, if you don't, it doesn't bother me.
No, that's understandable. Who wants to listen to 5 hours? Even if it's not in one sitting, that's 5 commutes to work, dude.
Exactly.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
But, just anything, if anything, just listen to podcasts if you like it. You don't have to listen to the whole thing. If it's a 15-minute segment, just, please, like, something that I kind of want to help to start stress a little bit is I'm not sitting here trying to ask for things, but having people start follow, a little bit more on social media if they see that click whenever we put a post, because just having, somebody's input via social media, that helps out a lot instead of us having to come out and grab and get questions,
Definitely. And if you guys haven't already, give us a follow on YouTube. I mean, it's definitely gonna help us with getting the ball rolling.
And gauge, just to be able to see who, especially with that social media and YouTube, be able to gauge how many people are necessarily that they're going to get a notification when we post.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Because that's definitely going to help us. Just give us a subscribe. I mean, you don't have to. I'm not saying do it, but like it would just help us. And I mean, eventually, really, we want to monetize on it, and we want to actually do this so that we don't have to spend our other times doing work and stuff, and we can put all of our energy into this, because this is a platform which we want to change the world. Okay, that is what. Yeah,
watch that computer, dude. You're shaking this whole time.
My bad. But we want to change, and we really do want to change the world, and like just the whole mental health thing, and that's our big focus, is mental health, expanding the human mind. That's what we want to do, and it's going to be a lot harder when we're having to hold down a 9-to-5 job. So,
and it's not even 9 to 5. It's awkward hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Working on weekends and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I'm making this big schedule change with myself. And I was talking about last episode, Monday to Fridays, that I haven't had weekends to myself consistently. And since I graduated high school, and that's 6 or 7 years ago now?
Yeah.
2014, 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Well, almost 6 years ago.
Same with me, dude.
Yeah.
And it's 3 years longer, 2 years longer.
Yeah. So being able to have those weekends back and being able to wake up fresh, because that's a lot of the things I do now. If there's things I don't end up getting done with this podcast or reading or anything that I want to be doing, it's because I know my mind's not fresh. Work does beat me down at the end of the day. Working in a kitchen's not easy. It's not fun. It's fun, but when it's hard, you don't come home feeling, man, I feel great. You know, you're like, fuck, man, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, just reorganizing time. That's a big effort that I'm going to start putting in. Not that I haven't already, but, you know, like Bear who said, and I just want to keep harping on it, is this makes us happy just sitting here doing this.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to do anything else.
Yeah.
We're going to put as much energy into this and get as much out of it as we can, and as much out of it that you guys can get.
Yeah.
Just so we can reach ultimate happiness and help other people find it along the way.
Exactly. And you know, that's the coup de grace. That's
our repertoire. You know, like,
yeah.
That's what we want to do.
That is everything. I mean, there's multiple times that me and Trevor have gotten upset over how this world is, and you know, like really upset, like
to each other in conversation.
Yeah, exactly. That this world it's really dog eat dog. It's really we don't ever extend a hand to another person. It never happens. I mean, there is times, but it never happens all the time. If that makes sense. It's not as personable of a world as it used to be. It's a lot more vicious. It's a lot more destructive.
Well, and that's not people's choice too. That's just the way that we've developed into a culture that's so quick and impressionable. Exactly. You need to make that good impression, and if somebody gets a bad read, it's all bad out from there.
Yeah.
Which even I suffer from that sometimes, as I'm quick to judge. But that's because those are exposures of character I've seen before, and I want to stay away from those.
Exactly.
And I may be totally wrong, but at the end of the day, I will give everybody a chance to prove me wrong. I'm not going to shut them down. I'm just going to wean away from them if I have a bad feeling. I'm not going to, give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
I agree.
I
agree. Yeah. You can't do that.
Maybe not the prisoners on that plane you were riding on. You're good. You don't have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly. Exactly.
Normal functioning people in society.
And I should give that guy the benefit of the doubt. He's never done anything to me, and honestly, even the people that have done things to me, I apologize, or I accept your apology if you ever feel like you have one in your head. Even
I'm a pure example of that with you. I mean, how we were talking about that, came back, no hard feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate that.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
So that's I feel like that's a good way to wrap it up.
Yep.
And
I got a quote for you guys, like how we do it every time, and this is a good one. I mean, so happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light, and that is said by Aldous Dumbledore.
I like that name.
Yeah, exactly. You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish it was real.
Yeah.
I just like that name.
Why can't you be real, Alice Dumbledore? Anyways, all right, guys. You have a fantastic week. And,
stay warm, babies.
Yep, exactly. Scrape those cards off, do all that stuff. And, we'll see you next week.
Hell yeah, baby. Why are you saying that?
This is some real serious, baby.